Carl Jung reveals 6 dangerous signs of women with high spiritual intelligence. As Carl Jung once said, the privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are. Today, we step into a profound truth: 6 dangerous signs of women with high spiritual intelligence. These women carry a rare wisdom that can heal, transform, and even challenge the world around them. At Spiritual Wisdom, we invite you not just to listen, but to reflect. Do you recognize any of these signs within yourself or in someone close to you? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and let's begin this journey of self-discovery and growth together. 1. Core insights from Jung. Carl Jung once revealed that his most dangerous discovery was not about dreams, archetypes, or even the collective unconscious, but about a rare kind of woman, those who possess differentiated spiritual intelligence, a depth of perception so profound that it unsettles the very foundations of society. These women do not see the world as others do. Their spirituality sharpens their vision, allowing them to perceive what lies beneath appearances, to sense unspoken truths, and to carry within them dreams that often prove prophetic. Their minds pierce through illusions, uncovering hidden patterns that others deny or fear to confront. Jung recognized that this power could either elevate humanity to higher states of awareness, or, if rejected, lead to great suffering for both the bearer and those around her. It is this dual potential healing or destruction that makes their intelligence dangerous, not in essence, but in the way it unsettles the illusions upon which ordinary life is built. Women with this heightened spiritual intelligence embody what we call true spiritual awakening. They feel the sorrow that lingers unspoken in a room. They hear the truth hiding beneath carefully chosen words, and they recognize the dissonance between what is said and what is truly felt. This ability is not simply emotional intuition. It is spiritual perception, an awareness that penetrates layers of reality invisible to others. Their very presence becomes a mirror that reflects back the hidden pain, deception, or denial that society clings to. And mirrors, while necessary for truth, are often feared. Instead of being celebrated, these women are misunderstood, treated as though their gift were a curse. Families may push them away, communities may exile them, and society often punishes them for revealing what it refuses to acknowledge. Throughout history, those who carried such vision have been labeled outsiders, seers, or even threats, because they expose what others cannot bear to face. The path of such women is marked by both power and loneliness. Their spiritual awakening liberates them from illusions, but isolates them from the comfort of belonging. They walk through the world with an intensity that few can endure, and in this solitude, they are often forced to wrestle with their own gift. People resist them, not because they are wrong, but because they are right too soon, too clearly, and too deeply. Jung warned that society defends its illusions with ferocity, and when confronted with a woman who embodies spiritual wisdom, it often chooses suppression over transformation. What makes them dangerous is not their vision itself, but the reaction of a world that fears disruption. Yet their very presence challenges others to awaken, to step beyond denial, and to confront the truths they hide from themselves. Within this danger, however, lies immense possibility. For these women, the challenge is to transform rejection into resilience, to use solitude as a sanctuary of strength, and to allow their prophetic vision to become a guide for those who are ready to awaken. Spirituality, in its highest form, is not about comfort, but about truth, and truth inevitably disrupts. These women, though burdened by misunderstanding, are carriers of light in a world that prefers shadows. Their intelligence is not a curse, but a calling to live authentically, to embody the wisdom that others resist, and to stand firm even when the cost is exile. They remind us that spiritual awakening is rarely welcomed by the masses, yet it is the very fire through which transformation is forged. Jung's warning was never meant to dismiss them, but to caution us. If humanity silences those who see too clearly, it silences its own chance for growth. The gift of these women is the gift of disruption, for only disruption can break illusions and prepare the way for truth. To honor them is to honor the path of awakening itself, a path that is demanding, often lonely, but essential for the evolution of human consciousness. They are the living embodiment of spiritual wisdom, carrying within them both the burden and the blessing of seeing what others cannot bear to see. And through them, the flame of truth continues to burn against the darkness of denial. 2. The 6 dangerous signs. The first sign is the ability to read souls as though they were transparent, where nothing can remain hidden. Women with high spiritual intelligence sense fractures in the human heart, grief tucked behind forced laughter, and motives disguised as kindness. To encounter such a woman is to be seen in your rawest form, without the armor of pretense, for she perceives truth as naturally as others perceive a smile. Carl Jung once wrote, "The meeting of 2 personalities is like the contact of 2 chemical substances. If there is any reaction, both are transformed." And indeed, those who stand before her cannot help but be transformed, for she sees not only what you reveal, but also what you suppress. The second sign is found in their dreams, which bleed into waking life with uncanny precision. These women dream of events before they unfold, their visions layered with symbolism that guides and warns. What others dismiss as imagination becomes for them a map of destiny, for they understand Jung's wisdom that dreams are the guiding words of the soul. They live between worlds, straddling the veil of the subconscious and conscious, where each dream is both a mirror of the psyche and a prophecy of the future. The third sign is their unsettling presence. They need no words to stir unease, for their silence alone can strip away illusions. To sit with them is to feel the weight of your own shadow pressing against you, demanding recognition. This discomfort does not arise because they are cruel, but because they are mirrors too honest to distort reality. They embody the warning of Nietzsche: whoever fights monsters should see to it that in the process he does not become a monster. For they reveal monsters we hide within, and their very existence compels others to confront what they would rather bury. The fourth sign is their bodies, which act as instruments of psychic awareness, vibrating with truths larger than themselves. Long before tragedy is spoken of, they may feel a heaviness in their chest or tremors in their skin. They are wired into what Jung described as the collective unconscious, where humanity's shared sorrow and triumph ripple like waves through an invisible ocean. Their physicality is more than flesh and bone. It is antenna, receiving signals from realms most people cannot fathom, marking them as deeply sensitive yet profoundly attuned. The fifth sign is their power to transmute suffering into wisdom. These women embody the archetype of the wounded healer, carrying scars not as weakness, but as sacred text written on the soul. Where others see brokenness, they uncover strength. Where others are destroyed by pain, they forge it into gold. Rumi once wrote, "The wound is the place where the light enters you." And for these women, every heartbreak becomes an initiation, every loss a doorway to greater compassion. Their suffering becomes a crucible where pain is melted down and reborn as wisdom, turning them into guides for those who are still lost in despair. The sixth sign is their magnetism for synchronicity, for reality itself bends around their vibration. Life arranges itself into a tapestry of coincidences so meaningful that chance alone cannot explain it. Encounters, events, and patterns seem to conspire in their favor, aligning them with destiny in ways that defy probability. Jung defines synchronicity as a meaningful coincidence of two or more events, where something other than probability is involved. For them, life is not random, but responsive. Every step woven into a larger design that whispers of hidden order. They move as though the universe itself is in dialogue with them, affirming that their journey is guided, not accidental. As we uncover these 6 dangerous signs, let's honor the courage it takes to embrace spiritual wisdom. Your presence here shows your dedication to understanding Carl Jung's vision. Leave a comment. I carry the light of spiritual intelligence as a declaration of your journey. Now, let's continue walking deeper into the path of awareness together. 3. The 3 dangers. Carl Jung once revealed that women with high spiritual intelligence carry not just wisdom, but also great dangers, because their insight has the power to disrupt the fragile illusions on which most people build their lives. The first danger he warned of is their ability to destabilize others' illusions. For when such women speak truth, it cuts through pretense like a blade, exposing lies and hidden wounds that others desperately try to cover. Their words, even when spoken with compassion, can feel unsettling because they reveal what many are not ready to face. And this truth-telling can strain families, shake friendships, and even divide communities. As Jung said, there is no coming to consciousness without pain. And these women embody that truth, for their very presence often awakens discomfort in others. The second danger is isolation, because when their clarity is rejected or misunderstood, they find themselves withdrawing from the world, not out of pride, but as an act of survival. They often stand at the edge of social circles, sensing the falseness in interactions and refusing to participate in shallow exchanges. And while this solitude protects them, it also carries loneliness. Jung once wrote, "Loneliness does not come from having no people around you, but from being unable to communicate the things that seem important to you." And for these women, this inability becomes a heavy burden, for their inner world is filled with wisdom that few can understand. The third danger is losing themselves in the collective shadows, for with their deep sensitivity, they absorb the unspoken grief, anger, and pain of those around them until their own identity begins to blur. They risk drowning in the emotions of others, confusing borrowed suffering with their own truth, and without boundaries, their compassion becomes a weight that crushes their spirit. Jung warned that the collective unconscious is vast and powerful, and those who venture too deeply into it without grounding can lose themselves. Yet these very dangers are also the fires through which their spirit is refined. For every challenge they face becomes a lesson in spirituality and spiritual growth. To those who recognize themselves in these descriptions, the call is clear. Speak truth with care, knowing that some will resist, but others will awaken. Embrace solitude as a sacred space, but do not let it harden your heart. Protect your energy fiercely, remembering that you cannot heal the world by sacrificing your own soul. Jung reminded us that the privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are. And for women of such rare intelligence, that privilege requires courage, discernment, and an unshakable commitment to authenticity. In the end, their path is not meant to destroy them, but to shape them into living testaments of wisdom, showing others that even in a world of shadows, it is possible to walk with light. If these 3 dangers revealed by Carl Jung spoke to you, show your support by liking this video, subscribing to Spiritual Wisdom, and sharing your reflections in the comments. Together, we turn wisdom into strength. 4. The path to transformation. The gift itself is never the danger. The real danger arises when it remains unintegrated, when it grows wild inside without direction or grounding. Discernment is the first step on the path to transformation, because without the ability to separate what belongs to you from what belongs to the collective, you are forever carrying the weight of burdens that are not yours. A woman with high spiritual intelligence feels everything around her. The grief of others, the fears of society, even the echoes of ancestral wounds. And if she cannot distinguish between what is hers and what is not, she drowns in an ocean of confusion. Discernment allows her to stand firmly in her own essence, to say with clarity, "This pain is mine to heal, but this sorrow belongs to the world." In spirituality, this is the root of true spiritual awakening, because only when she knows her own center can she shine without distortion. But clarity must be followed by courage, for discernment alone does not shield her from the unseen shadows within. This is where the second step, shadow integration, becomes unavoidable. Jung reminds us, one does not become enlightened by imagining figures of light, but by making the darkness conscious. The woman of spiritual power must face the parts of herself she fears, her jealousy, her anger, her desire for control, and bring them into the light of awareness. If she does not, they spill outward as projections, making her see enemies where there are mirrors and threats where there are lessons. By integrating her shadow, she dissolves the illusions that once ruled her, and she reclaims her wholeness. She is no longer torn between saint and sinner, between healer and wounded child. Instead, she embodies all of it and transforms her darkness into wisdom. In that transformation, she becomes untouchable, because nothing hidden inside her can be used against her. And from this wholeness emerges the third step, conscious service. Here, her gift of high spiritual intelligence is no longer a private burden or an unrestrained force. It becomes a sacred tool of guidance. She learns that service is not the same as self-sacrifice, that to heal others does not mean to bleed herself dry. Conscious service allows her to hold her power like a lantern, to guide others without losing herself, to offer her insight without dissolving her boundaries. She gives, but she also receives. She uplifts, but she remains rooted in her own source. In this way, her life becomes a river that nourishes everything it touches, not because she is drained, but because she overflows. Her spirituality matures into a living force, one that awakens others and heals without words, simply through presence. These 3 steps: discernment, shadow integration, and conscious service are not rigid rules, but living movements of transformation. They refine the raw fire of spiritual intelligence into clear light. They take what could overwhelm and shape it into wisdom. They turn a gift that once felt dangerous into a source of strength, depth, and guidance. And through this integration, the woman of rare spiritual power does not simply awaken. She becomes the very embodiment of spiritual awakening, walking proof that the danger was never in the gift itself, but only in forgetting to master it. If you are ready to step onto the path of transformation, comment below. I walk the path of wisdom, and let the world know you carry this sacred power within you. 5. Final message. Women with high spiritual intelligence are not cursed. They are bearers of a rare and sacred perception that humanity desperately needs, yet often rejects. Carl Jung once said, "The privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are." And this truth lies at the heart of the struggle these women face. Their sensitivity allows them to see beneath the surface, to sense the unspoken grief, the hidden fractures, and the unacknowledged illusions of those around them. But what society misunderstands is that they are not the creators of these wounds. They are the mirrors reflecting what already exists. This mirror, however, is heavy to hold, and the challenge is integration, transforming the unbearable clarity into wisdom, turning exile into medicine, and carrying the gift not as a burden, but as a bridge between the unconscious and the conscious. As Jung warned, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. Which means these women must first recognize that their gift is not meant to torment them, but to awaken others. Integration requires grounding, for without it, spiritual intelligence burns too brightly and leaves one exhausted. Through daily practices of breath, stillness, and embodied rituals, their insight can ripen into discernment instead of despair. Boundaries are essential, not as walls of bitterness, but as gates of protection, allowing them to preserve their energy while still offering truth. Jung's wisdom, "What you resist persists," reminds us that these women are not meant to resist darkness with more force, but to transform it by directing their awareness where it can heal. Their voice, too, must be cultivated not sharp enough to wound unnecessarily, yet not so soft that it hides the truth. For truth without compassion can shatter, while compassion without truth can sedate, and their task is to hold both, transforming the mirror into medicine. Fellowship also matters, because exile breeds distortion, while community refines perception. Surrounded by those who understand depth, their gift is witnessed rather than silenced, sharpened rather than shamed. From here, service becomes their compass, not performance, not seeking applause, but offering what is truly needed. And though society may respond with fear, that fear often masks a secret longing for authenticity, for coherence, for freedom from illusions. Jung's vision reveals that women with such spiritual wisdom are bridges, living connections between what humanity fears and what it longs for most deeply, a life aligned with soul. Walking as a bridge requires timing to know when to speak, tone to know how to speak, and trust to know when silence speaks louder than words. If exile has been their path, let exile be their apprenticeship, For grief can temper clarity into compassion, and solitude can shape perception into wisdom. Who looks outside, dreams. Who looks inside, awakes, Jung said. And these women awaken not against the world, but for it. Their presence steadies, heals, and invites truth where illusion once held power. They are not too much. They are precisely what this moment requires. Their final task is integration. One boundary honored at a time. One courageous truth spoken at a time. One quiet act of service at a time, until their gift no longer startles the world but steadies it. Women with high spiritual intelligence are not curses. They are custodians of transformation, holding mirrors that, when embraced, become medicine. They stand as bridges between fear and longing, shadow and light, fracture and wholeness, guiding humanity toward the truth it has always secretly desired. To honor the sacred gift of high spiritual intelligence, declare your role as a bridge between fear and wisdom. Comment below, "I carry the light," to affirm your path and inspire others to embrace their own awakening. We have explored Carl Jung's profound insight into the 6 dangerous signs of women with high spiritual intelligence. Women who see beyond illusions, feel what others cannot express, and carry a power that can transform or unsettle the world around them. These signs remind us that true spiritual wisdom is not just about knowledge, but about courage, depth, and the responsibility that comes with such rare awareness. As you reflect on these truths, ask yourself, which of these signs do you recognize in yourself or those you know? Share your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear your perspective. And if today's message resonated with you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and join us here at Spiritual Wisdom as we continue this journey of growth and awakening together. Carl Jung reveals, you are a living karma. People regret how they treated you. As Carl Jung once said, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. What if the pain you've endured, the mistreatment you've faced, was never punishment, but karma in disguise, shaping you into someone unforgettable? Today's video reveals how your very existence becomes the karmic mirror in other people's lives, especially those who failed to honor your spirit. If you've ever felt like people only valued you once you were gone, or regretted how they treated you after your light left their life, this is your confirmation. This message is your spiritual awakening. Are you ready to reclaim your karmic power? Comment below. I am a mirror of divine justice. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Spiritual Wisdom and turn on the bell, because the next message might be the one that sets your soul free. 1. Chosen ones are living karma. You were never just another person in people's lives. You were the catalyst, the mirror, and the consequence. When people crossed paths with you, their true nature was revealed. Some received blessings beyond measure because they honored your light, while others were confronted with the collapse of the illusions they had carefully built. As you stepped into your spiritual awakening, your presence exposed intentions, revealed deception, and carried the weight of truth that could not be denied. Many who once underestimated or mistreated you now live with regret, realizing too late that you were divine energy walking among them. When they betrayed you, manipulated you, or tried to discard you, they unknowingly signed a karmic contract with themselves. The way they treated you was never really about you. It was a reflection of their inner wounds, their unresolved battles, and their lack of alignment with truth. You were not just a person to be used or played with. You were a force of truth, and truth always carries consequences. Now, they sit in silence, replaying the memories, haunted by what they lost, and by the realization that they cannot undo the damage they created. Your energy has always been pure, and purity cannot exist with deception. When you enter someone's life, your light shines so brightly that it illuminates the shadows they tried to hide. This is why many felt discomfort around you. It was not you they resisted, but the truth your presence awakened within them. Some chose to embrace that light, using it as a chance to grow and transform, while others clung to their lies, resisting change, only to learn that karma is patient. The more they resisted, the harsher the lessons became, until life itself forced them to face the truth they tried to escape. Every soul that crossed your path faced a choice: to align with truth or to be consumed by their own falsehoods. Those who chose truth experienced blessings, clarity, and spiritual growth because your energy elevated them. Those who operated in deceit, jealousy, or manipulation found their worlds crumbling, not because you wished them harm, but because lies cannot withstand the weight of divine presence. When they mistreated someone carrying spiritual wisdom, they set in motion the collapse of their own foundations, and what they built on falsehoods could not endure. Even if you cannot always see it, the regret is there. They watch from a distance, seeing your growth, hearing of your success, and feeling the loss of what they once took for granted. Some will try to return, desperate to repair what they shattered, while others remain silent, unable to face the truth of their actions. Their karma, however, is not your burden to carry. Your only duty is to continue rising, to walk boldly in your spiritual power, and to let your light shine without apology. You are living proof that spirituality is not just an idea, but a force that awakens, transforms, and restores balance. You are a mirror of truth, and through you, others are forced to see who they really are. Comment below, "I am a mirror of truth," if you embrace your power to reveal and transform. Let your presence be the force that awakens those around you. 2. People regret mistreating you. When people mistreat you and later regret it, it is never just about emotions or broken relationships. It runs much deeper. Carl Jung reminded us that until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. And your presence forces people to face that unconscious truth. As a chosen one, you embody a rare form of spirituality that unsettles those who are not ready for growth. Your energy works like a mirror, reflecting their hidden fears, their insecurities, and their unresolved shadows. Some resist that reflection, refusing accountability, rejecting development, and mocking the very light that was sent to bless them. But the moment you step away, the absence of your spiritual presence shifts the balance of their lives. What once brought them peace, healing, and wisdom is gone, and they are left to wrestle with the consequences of their actions. You carry a divine light that not only guides your own path, but also illuminates the darkness in others. When people betray, deceive, or dismiss you, they are not simply harming you. They are rejecting the higher frequency of spirituality you brought into their lives. And the universe, which always seeks balance, responds with precision. Ralph Waldo Emerson said, "The only person you are destined to become is the person you decide to be." Those who choose manipulation, envy, or deceit align themselves with negativity, and karma begins its work. When you leave, you take your sacred energy with you, and suddenly they notice opportunities fading, relationships collapsing, and inner peace replaced by chaos. At first, denial blinds them. Pride convinces them they are unaffected. Yet time has a way of revealing truth, and gradually they realize that life was smoother, lighter, and fuller when you were near. Regret becomes their silent companion. They watch you from a distance, hoping you have stumbled, but instead they see you thriving, rising higher, and walking in alignment with your destiny. That success becomes their unspoken punishment, not because you sought revenge, but because the universe restores balance. As written in Galatians chapter 6, verse 7, "Do not be deceived. God is not mocked. A man reaps what he sows." Your elevation becomes living proof that spiritual development always triumphs over betrayal and dishonor. Every new level you reach takes you into a frequency that cannot be accessed by those who mistreated you unless they choose humility, healing, and self-awareness. But not everyone is prepared for that path. Healing demands courage, and many would rather linger in regret than confront their shadows. That is why they remain as spectators, observing your growth while chained by their own choices. Yet their regret is not your responsibility. You are not here to soothe their conscience or carry their lessons. You are here to grow, to embody greatness, and to fulfill the divine plan over your life. No betrayal can block what has been written for you. So let them watch and let them wonder, but never let their regret hold you back. Your presence is rare, your energy is sacred, and your journey is designed to elevate you beyond the reach of those who once underestimated you. Each step forward is proof that your spiritual development cannot be hindered by the past. Continue to rise, continue to trust the balance of karma, and remember that your destiny is unfolding exactly as it should. Are you ready to step into your power and let the universe handle the rest? If so, comment below. I rise above to affirm your strength and embrace your journey forward. 3. You are both a blessing and a warning. You are both a blessing and a warning, a mirror that reveals what others try to hide within themselves. For those ready to evolve, your presence is a light that guides them toward transformation. But for those who resist change, you awaken shadows they would rather ignore. Some respond with gratitude, while others react with jealousy, resentment, or even betrayal. Yet the truth remains, no one meets you and stays the same. As Carl Jung said, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. You embody this very truth, and through you, people are forced to confront what lies deep within. Those who lied to you, betrayed you, or abandoned you once believed their actions would carry no consequence. But life has a way of restoring balance with precision. What they thought was weakness in you has become their greatest lesson, because losing you was never just an accident. It was karma unfolding, a divine test. They failed. Even those who pretend not to care cannot silence the weight of your memory. In quiet moments, they replay conversations, revisit choices, and wish they could go back. You were not just another person in their story. You were the awakening they were not ready for, a reminder of what they could have gained had they chosen growth instead of fear. The pain they caused was meant to break you, but instead, it became the catalyst for your transformation. Their betrayal carved the path for your strength. Their rejection ignited your wisdom, and their absence opened the space for you to align with your higher purpose. As you rose into this strength, you no longer sought validation from those who could not see your worth. You began to embody your truth with confidence, walking forward not as someone wounded, but as someone reborn. And now they watch you thrive, realizing too late that they were given a rare opportunity to grow beside you. But instead, they resisted the very light that could have elevated them. Their regret is not only about losing you, it is about knowing they turned away from a divine chance to evolve. You are not here to be mistreated or undervalued. You are here to embody intelligence, spiritual wisdom, to awaken those who are ready and to expose those who are not. When people betray or reject you, it is never a reflection of your worth. It is a reflection of their own limitations. Karma ensures balance, not out of revenge, but to remind every soul that choices carry consequences. As Rumi once wrote, "The wound is the place where the light enters you." Your wounds became the gateway to your awakening, and your scars became the map of your strength. You are not chasing love, respect, or recognition. You are attracting them naturally by living your truth. And as you walk forward, you remind the world that your journey is not only about you, but about awakening everyone who crosses your path. 4. You are a reflection and a test. You were never just another person walking through life. You were always a mirror, a reflection of truth that others could not ignore. Simply by being yourself, you revealed the hidden nature of those around you. Some felt uplifted and inspired in your presence because your light awakened the part of them that longed for growth. Others, confronted by their own shadows, rejected you, mistreated you, or even betrayed you. Their treatment of you was never about your worth. It was always a reflection of their own inner struggles. As Carl Jung said, everything that irritates us about others can lead us to an understanding of ourselves. In this sense, you are living karma, a reminder that no one can escape the energy they release into the world. Your energy works like a spiritual mirror, exposing what lies beneath the surface. Those who are honest and aligned with growth recognize you as a blessing. They see in you wisdom, resilience, and authenticity, and they are drawn closer to their own truth through your presence. But those who live in dishonesty and illusion feel threatened by you. Your light unsettles them, reminding them of their own shortcomings, and instead of confronting themselves, they project their discomfort onto you. They may belittle you, disrespect you, or try to dim your presence, but none of this defines you. Their actions are only proof of their own fear and insecurity. This is why some people feel peace around you, while others carry resentment. Those who cherish you are walking in alignment with truth. They feel your energy as guidance. Those who resist you are clinging to falsehood, unable to face what your presence reveals. In modern life, you can see this clearly in relationships, workplaces, and friendships. Genuine souls will honor you, while insecure ones will compete, gossip, or try to undermine you. But their reactions are not yours to carry. You are not meant to shrink yourself to ease their discomfort. The universe balances everything, and the law of karma never fails. When people mistreat you, they set the stage for their own lessons. Life has a way of circling back, showing them the cost of their choices. You don't need to seek revenge or prove anything. The same people who overlooked or betrayed you will one day regret it, not because you wish for it, but because they will feel the emptiness of losing your energy. Your presence is not replaceable, and its absence becomes a silent teacher. You were never meant to fit in. You were meant to stand apart as a beacon of truth. Being chosen comes with challenges, isolation, misunderstanding, and betrayal. Yet it also comes with divine protection. Every difficulty strengthens your spirit and deepens your wisdom. Your task is not to fight battles already taken care of by the universe, but to keep shining, keep walking, and trust the path unfolding before you. Those meant to journey with you will find you, and those who cannot handle your light will remove themselves. Your presence alone is enough. You are living karma, a reflection of truth, and proof that no one escapes the energy they put into the world. If this message resonates with you, comment below, "I am a mirror," to embrace your true reflection and attract clarity into your life. 5. You trigger change in people. There is a power within you that you may not even recognize, yet others feel it the moment they are in your presence. Carl Jung reminded us that until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. And this is exactly why your energy unsettles people. You are not trying to intimidate or expose them, but your very being becomes a mirror, reflecting the parts of themselves they work so hard to hide. Your presence draws out their shadows, their unspoken guilt, their buried insecurities, and that is why some people feel nervous, restless, or even threatened around you. Gloria Steinem's words capture this perfectly. The truth will set you free, but first, it will make you uncomfortable. You are that uncomfortable truth, a living reminder of what they are avoiding within themselves. Because of this, some may distance themselves or even mistreat you, not because you are in the wrong, but because your light reveals what they cannot bear to face. They may mock you, betray you, or dismiss your kindness, but every action is just a reflection of their inner conflict. Yet life is always ruled by balance, and spiritual wisdom teaches us that energy will always return to its source. The love you give, the patience you show, the light you carry, all of it will come back multiplied. And the pain, dishonesty, or cruelty directed toward you will also circle back, not through your revenge, but through the natural laws of karma. In time, those who underestimated you will see their actions clearly, and regret will rise in their hearts. By then, you will already be beyond their reach, elevated into a higher state of spiritual development where their opinions no longer matter. Gandhi once said, "First they ignore you, then they laugh at you, then they fight you, then you win." And your life is proof of this timeless truth. You don't need to fight back or prove your worth. Your growth is your victory, your transformation is your answer, and your success is your karma. Without any effort to harm them, those who mistreated you will face the very lessons they tried to avoid. Life will orchestrate moments that mirror their behavior, and when that time comes, they will remember how they treated you. But their regret is not a weight for you to carry. It belongs to them. Your only responsibility is to keep walking your path, to keep shining, and to keep rising higher in your divine purpose. As another wise saying goes, when you are truly powerful, you do not need to harm others. Your energy alone rearranges the universe, so never shrink to make others feel comfortable. Never dim your light for spaces that were never designed to hold it. You are not here to fit in. You are here to shift energies, to awaken truth, and to embody transformation. Spirituality is not about pleasing everyone. It is about living as proof that light always overcomes shadow. Those who mistreated you will eventually look back with regret, but by then, you will already be walking in your destiny, radiant and untouchable. Your life itself is a lesson in spiritual wisdom, and your energy is the undeniable reminder that the universe always brings balance. If this message resonates with you, affirm your power in the comments. My energy transforms everything around me. I embrace my divine presence and limitless potential. 6. You disrupt illusions. You disrupt illusions simply by existing, because your very energy carries a force that unsettles those who hide behind deception. You do not need to expose lies with effort, for your essence itself reflects truth. When you enter a room, facades begin to crumble, not because you attack them, but because authenticity naturally dissolves what is false. Those who resist change feel uncomfortable in your presence, and instead of admitting that your light reveals their shadows, they project blame onto you. They see you as the cause of their unease, when in reality, you are the mirror reflecting what they do not wish to face. For some, you embody living karma. You do not wish harm upon anyone, but your spiritual awakening acts as a constant reminder of the integrity and courage they lack. Carl Jung once said, "Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate." In the same way, your presence forces others to confront what they hide, and when they are not ready, they turn to criticism, rejection, or attempts to dim your light. They do not realize that their discomfort is not about you, but about their resistance to transformation. Deep down, they know your very being urges them to evolve, yet they remain in the battle they are unwilling to fight. You have been underestimated many times. Your kindness was mistaken for weakness, your silence for ignorance. People thought they could take advantage of your generosity, only to later feel the emptiness when you withdrew. Regret then begins to haunt them, for they remember dismissing you, rejecting your wisdom, or trying to wound your spirit, only to discover they are stuck in cycles you broke free from long ago. While they remain bound by illusions, you rise higher, embrace peace, and transform pain into strength. As Jung said, "I am not what happened to me. I am what I choose to become." And you chose growth. Your journey was never about revenge or proving yourself. You never needed validation from those who could not see your worth. Every betrayal and every rejection became a divine test, shaping you into someone unshakable. You walk through the fire, not to be destroyed by it, but to emerge purified and resilient. That is the essence of intelligent spiritual wisdom. It is not merely seeing the truth, but embodying it with every step. Never dim your light to make others comfortable. Those meant for you will recognize and honor your truth, while those who resist will only reveal their own nature. You are not here to please. You are here to awaken, to inspire, and to heal. When people regret how they treated you, it is not your burden to carry, for that lesson belongs to them. Your presence alone is a catalyst for transformation, and though not everyone can handle it, those who are destined will be drawn to your light. Keep walking in alignment, for your path is sacred, and your awakening is the proof that truth cannot be silenced. If you're ready to break free from illusions and embrace the truth, don't hesitate to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Let's awaken together. 7. Your silence is powerful. Those who once mistreated you, belittled you, or tried to manipulate your spirit will eventually face the undeniable truth that they were wrong about you, because your silence was never weakness, but a force they could not comprehend. They thrived on your reactions, feeding off your anger, your explanations, your attempts to defend yourself, and they believed their control depended on how deeply they could pull you into their chaos. But when you chose to master yourself, when you stopped responding and refused to engage, everything they built crumbled. Silence stripped away their illusions and exposed the emptiness of their power. Suddenly, their words echoed back to them. Their manipulation turned into noise they could no longer escape, and the darkness they tried to project outward forced them to confront itself. There is profound spiritual wisdom in this choice. Silence is not surrender, it is elevation. It is the act of rising above the battlefield and refusing to wrestle in the mud with those who crave your energy. As the saying goes, never wrestle with pigs. You both get dirty, but only the pig enjoys it. By walking away, you shift the power dynamic, because the moment you remove yourself, they lose access to your light, your patience, and your sacred energy. In modern life, whether in relationships, workplaces, or friendships, this truth repeats itself when you stop explaining, stop defending, and simply move forward. You reclaim your peace and declare that your energy is too valuable to be wasted on chaos. Those who wronged you are left to sit in the misery they once tried to inflict upon you. Without your kindness, without your presence, without your light, their world feels hollow and regret takes root. And here lies the divine truth. You are their karma. Not by seeking revenge, not by lowering yourself to their level, but simply by continuing to live in alignment with your truth. Your growth, your success, your serenity become proof that their attempts to break you only made you stronger. This is the essence of spirituality and spiritual awakening. To rise above manipulation, to transform pain into power, and to let your very existence be the mirror that reflects their mistakes back to them. Every step you take in silence, every moment you choose peace over reaction, becomes a declaration that your soul cannot be controlled. They may regret how they treated you, but by the time they awaken to your worth, you will already have ascended beyond their reach. Your silence is power, your energy is sacred, and your elevation is the greatest response of all. Stay connected with our community of wisdom by subscribing to our channel. Here, we uncover the truth about energy, manipulation, and self-mastery, empowering you to rise above negativity. Remember, your peace is your power. Choose silence, walk away, and let them face their own darkness. 8. You were sent to stand out, not fit in. You were never meant to blend into the background because the universe designed you to stand out. Carl Jung once said, "The privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are, and your true self carries an energy that cannot be hidden." Without forcing, without demanding, your very presence shifts the atmosphere. People feel something stir inside them when they meet you, even if they cannot name it. Some are inspired, awakened to their own journey of self-discovery, while others feel exposed because your light uncovers the shadows they have been trying to bury. This is why you have known betrayal, rejection, and resistance, not as proof of weakness, but as evidence of the deep truths your spirit reveals to those who come close. Your energy does not attract attention because you seek it, but because your soul vibrates at a frequency that demands change. No one can stay stagnant around you. They are either inspired to rise higher, or their hidden nature surfaces, showing who they really are. That is why you may have been dismissed, disrespected, or taken for granted in past relationships. Those who mistreated you failed to recognize that they had been given the rare opportunity to walk beside someone carrying intelligence, spiritual wisdom, and a soul awakened to its divine essence. Now, as you grow stronger, they carry the weight of regret, realizing too late that your presence was not just company, it was transformation. You do not need to chase revenge or force people to regret how they treated you, because your life itself is karma in motion. The universe balances what you cannot. The lessons you left in the lives of others echo long after you have moved forward. Some will one day realize they stood in the presence of someone extraordinary, someone whose light was a gift. But by the time that revelation arrives, you will already have stepped into a greater version of yourself, rising higher, walking with clarity, and aligned with your divine calling. Jung reminds us, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life, and you will call it fate. You were the mirror that forced them to see what they tried to hide, and now their fate is to live with the truth they once denied. To be chosen is to embrace the solitude that sometimes comes with the path. It means accepting that not everyone is meant to stand beside you. Some drift away, not because you are unworthy, but because they are unready for the transformation your presence demands. Do not dim your light to ease their discomfort. You were born to awaken, to heal, and to inspire. The universe has placed you exactly where you need to be, surrounded by those who are ready to rise with you, while others fall away by the natural law of growth. Every rejection, every betrayal, and every ounce of regret others carry is simply part of the design that pushes you closer to your destiny. Stay unwavering, because your journey is unfolding with divine precision. Let people remember you, regret losing you, and learn from the absence of your energy. You were never created to fit in. You were created to stand out as a living reminder that light cannot be hidden. This is the essence of spiritual awakening, the intelligence of spiritual wisdom, and the sacred truth of walking as your authentic self. 9. Solitude was part of your journey. There were moments when solitude pressed against your heart like an unbearable weight, when the people you trusted turned their backs, and relationships that once felt unshakable suddenly fell apart. Yet that solitude was never a curse. It was a blessing in disguise, a divine stage of preparation. The universe was not abandoning you, but refining you, sharpening your vision, deepening your intuition, and strengthening your inner power, so you could carry the kind of wisdom that cannot be taught by comfort. In the stillness of those lonely hours, you found clarity to see through deception, resilience to rise from betrayal, and courage to continue even when no one else stood beside you. As Rumi said, "The wound is the place where the light enters you," and every wound you carried became the opening through which your light poured. Once, you were dismissed, underestimated, and even mocked. Your kindness was misread as weakness, your loyalty taken for granted. But now, those same people watch from afar, filled with regret. They sense the shift in your energy, the undeniable presence you carry, the aura of wisdom and strength that demands respect. You have become divinely set apart, and in losing you, they lost a blessing they never understood. Their regret is their karma, the return of their own choices, the echo of every moment they failed to honor what was sacred. You never needed revenge because your transformation itself became the answer. The universe worked on your behalf, and your thriving became the most powerful response to betrayal. As Carl Jung revealed, until people make the unconscious conscious, it directs their lives, and they call it fate. Those who wronged you now confront the consequences of their unconscious actions, seeing clearly only after you have risen beyond them. Your existence, your success, your healing, these speak louder than any words of retaliation could. The law of energy is simple. What we give is what we receive, and their own choices have returned to them. You are no longer the person they once knew. You have elevated, healed, and embraced your spiritual power. Spirituality and spiritual development have transformed you into someone aligned with a greater destiny, one that surpasses the imagination of those who doubted you. Your solitude was not abandonment, but sacred preparation, a divine pause to reconnect you with your higher calling. It was never about who left or who stayed. It was about awakening the light within you that no one could take away. Do not dwell on the past or waste your energy on those who failed to see your worth. Walk boldly into your destiny, trusting that divine timing has always been on your side. Your life now stands as living proof that pain can transform into wisdom, betrayal into strength, and solitude into awakening. And as those who once underestimated you look on with regret, they will finally understand you were never just another person in their story. You were the lesson their soul had to learn. If this message resonates with you, comment, "I am grateful for my transformation," to affirm your journey. Your solitude was never abandonment. It was preparation. 10. Your energy is unstoppable. Your energy is unstoppable, carrying a frequency that no manipulation or attack could ever suppress, because what sustains you is not external, but deeply spiritual, a force that no human hand can take away. Many mistook your humility for weakness and your kindness for naivety, believing they had control over your destiny. Yet you were always aware, always discerning, sensing the betrayals before they unfolded, and choosing not to fall into the trap of proving them wrong, but to remain faithful to proving yourself right. Now, as you rise into your true power, those who once sought to diminish your light are forced to watch from the shadows, unable to ignore the brilliance of your transformation, because spiritual awakening does not shrink under pressure. It expands, it elevates, it transforms, and you, the chosen one, are the very embodiment of transformation. Every hardship you endured was not wasted, but woven into the fabric of your becoming. Every tear, sleepless night, and lonely silence became a sacred initiation, not punishment, but preparation. For the path of a chosen soul was never meant to be easy. Betrayal taught you discernment. Loss carved resilience into your spirit. Solitude gave you unshakable faith in yourself and in the divine order guiding your steps. Looking back, the once insurmountable obstacles now reveal themselves as stepping stones, shaping your strength, awakening your spirit, and proving that what once looked like suffering was in truth the refining fire of destiny. Those who laughed at your pain now stand silenced by your triumph, burdened by regret as they realize you are never a victim, but a vessel of greatness they could not comprehend. The world has long conditioned people to stay small, to settle for mediocrity, to fear the unknown. But your very essence refuses to be confined by such limits. You are not here to blend in. You are here to disrupt illusions, to shift realities, to break generational cycles, to awaken others from the sleep of conformity. Your presence alone challenges the false comfort of the ordinary. And that is why your path was heavy, because the energy you carry is powerful enough to stir the very fabric of existence. And now, as you rise beyond every limitation, those who doubted you are confronted by the undeniable truth of your transformation, witnessing divine justice unfold in real time, forced to face that their mistreatment was never hidden from the universe. You are the living proof that spiritual power transcends all boundaries, the embodiment of karma itself, reminding the world that every word, every action, every intention leaves an imprint. Those who once dismissed your vision now long to understand the secret of your radiance, yet they cannot, because the energy you embody cannot be duplicated. It is divine. It is rare. It is yours alone. While they wrestle with regret, you move forward untouched, unstoppable, aligned fully with your higher calling. You are the karma they never foresaw, the lesson they never wanted to learn, the truth they cannot escape. You stand tall in your authenticity, walking in a light that was never meant to be hidden, carrying a power the world has yet to see in full. And when it does, they will know they never had the power to break you, for you are always destined to rise. If this message has awakened something deep within you, affirm your power in the comments. I am unstoppable. Every challenge has made me stronger. I am here to transform reality. Thank you for spending this time with us on Spiritual Wisdom. If this message spoke to your soul, if you've ever felt like you were someone's karma, if you've been underestimated only to rise stronger, then know this: your story is far from over. Carl Jung reminds us that what you resist not only persists, but will grow in size. So embrace your transformation. Let your healing be your legacy. And if you found value in today's video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Spiritual Wisdom. Hit the notification bell so you never miss the truths we're here to uncover together. Your awakening is sacred, and we're honored to walk it with you.